At the top of the class on the road, and it's time to run it up. Yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the packet to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command line. Yeah, who about to see me on demand like no on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string. You ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we're coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the packet to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out.
What is up, party people? You know, I always start this show off by hopefully getting the damn sponsor screen to work. But you know, I always start this show off by showing love to those companies who help make this podcast possible. Let me get this screen switched over. It is not helping me today. This screen's not even locked. What are we doing? There we go. Sorry about that. Guys, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about my friends over at Company Cam. I know a lot of you, if you are technicians, you can't make this decision. But if you are a manager, a business owner, you're out there listening to this podcast when the audio comes out, or if you're watching live right now, Company Cam is an add-on to almost every CRM that is out there. This is going to take just something little that I think is huge, even though that this does so many more things. The simplest thing to me is huge. All of us, you have to, whether you're, Android, your Apple, whatever it is, and you have to buy more storage because you have all these work pictures taking up the space. Nomenclature, data plates, pictures of outdoor units, before and after, whatever your company, requires you to do, taking up all that space. Well, Company Cam keeps it in their app. So that way that you don't have to worry about it. It stays stored in there. It timestamps it. It geotags it. And it keeps it nice, neat, filed away, organized, so you can always go back to get to it. Plus, if you need to send those to your customer as far as before and after, it gives you pre-built templates to make it look professionally. And then it has your logo on it. It's absolutely amazing. Now it even has messaging inside where texts can message themselves. Message each other back and forth. They're slowly adding so many things. It is such an amazing resource to have, especially for the little bit amount of money that it calls. It costs. Anybody out there, if you're interested, if you go to CompanyCam, www.companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored, they will let you try it for 14 days absolutely for free. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. If you do, they will give you 50% off your first 2 months just for being a part of HVAC Uncensored Nation. So go check out my friends over at CompanyCam. This is an absolute amazing add-on to any of the CRMs. So no matter what you're using, House Call Pro, Service Titan, a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure that Company Cam has an API, meaning that it can work with almost all of the ones out there. Obviously, go ahead and check before you go to sign up. They'll let you know, but I'm pretty sure it works with all the big boys. All right, so go give my friends over at Company Cam a look. Next, let's see who else we're gonna do. I'm gonna pick it randomly. Wrong folder. Let's go over here and do this one. My friends over at Yellow Jacket. Guys, this 75 years, Yellow Jacket has been making their stuff right here in the United States. And a lot of people say that we like things to be American made, but they say that, but then they don't buy American made. And if it is American made, then it's got to be a little more expensive because the manufacturing is more expensive because Americans want to make more money than, the 7-year-old Chinese kids that are making some of this other stuff. That means the world to me when it comes to them, that they've stuck by what they're doing, their integrity, the quality of what they're trying to do. And I think that Yellow Jacket made such good stuff for so long, they kind of let it ride. And now they're trying to be more innovative. And they know this. I tell them that I think a couple of things missed the mark as far as when they did it. But this new stuff they got out here now is absolutely freaking amazing. That new Titan Max, I'm telling you, is a sleeper. Anybody out there looking for a digital manifold, the Titan Max, do not sleep on it. That thing is absolutely amazing. That's going to be this one right here. That thing is awesome. I love everything about that. You guys know that I've been using that for quite a while. I've had it since it first came out before anybody knew, and I loved it. And they keep sending me software updates, and it keeps making it even better. I will never tell you what to buy. All I will ever say is if you're going to spend some of that summer money, you're going to upgrade something, give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a look. If you're going to buy it, use one of my other sponsors, True Tech Tools. Use the discount code Uncensored, and you will save 8% on your order because Yellow Jacket is now on True Tech Tools. And if you also didn't know this, they are also linked up with Measure Quick. So if you don't want to use the Yellow Jacket app, even though the Yellow Jacket app, they have several of them now, have been updated. Those are absolutely awesome as well. If you like Measure Quick and you have a bunch of different brands of tools and you happen to pick up something Yellow Jacket, all of them are still going to work together. So if you have probes from somebody else and you have this from Yellow Jacket and this from this company, that is one place where all of them are going to work. And you don't have to worry about trying to go buy a whole new, platform on another brand because that just doesn't make sense. All right. So if any of you are looking to make a purchase this summer and you're looking to upgrade tools, give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a look. And remember, 75 years of expertise built into every tool. All right, let's get on to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Gil here from the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Here we are, another Wednesday night, another hump day, and another amazing show for you guys, man. I appreciate some of you for being here. Let me hurry up and do some shout outs before I introduce the guest. Mr. Jason Johnson, what is up, my brother? Mr. Freon Leon. Let's see. Mr. Nasty, what's up? Let's see. Mr. Reliable, what's up, Adrian? How you doing, brother? I feel like I just missed somebody. I'm trying to go through and hurry up here. Hope everybody is having a good night. Mr. Blogger, what's up, buddy? Mr. Sammy, what's up, Sam? How you doing, buddy? Why do I feel like I missed somebody? If I did, I apologize. You know how it goes. Mr. Brian Sanders, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. East Coast, there you go. I knew I missed somebody because I saw you up there. East Coast, what's up, my man? I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. But on with this, man. I have an awesome guest tonight, and this is one person part of a bigger group. To be honest, that I had saw some of their stuff on Instagram that I didn't know much about them until AHR, which is one of the things I love about that because there's so many people doing amazing things that sometimes when you're making content, it's hard to consume it. I've said that before. It's not that you mean it in a bad way. It's just, it's hard. But I learned what these guys were doing, and I was absolutely super impressed. Especially, I've always told you when I see younger guys doing things the right way, they have that passion about them, and then they want to show other people what they're doing. I think it's absolutely amazing. So if you guys have never heard of the HVAC Visionaries, I don't want to say all their names. I don't want to get it wrong, but tonight we have one of them. He's another Maryland guy, which I absolutely love. I love seeing people in my state doing things. And apparently, where I am now, with what I'm doing, I'm actually not that far from him. We were just talking about that a little bit off the air. But without further ado, guys, please put your hands together to help me welcome Mr. Garret Torre.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here. That is how you pronounce your last name, right?
Yeah, Tori. Yep.
That's what I thought. I have a
Yeah.
bad habit of butchering people's stuff, so I didn't want to do that. But yeah, thank you for being here, man. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, man. So I know one thing I always get people on here is, everybody has a story, and I like it how there is no cookie cutter story. Everybody does things a little bit different. And I know we talked off air, but um, I guess let everybody know a little bit about you, how long you've been in the trade, and how you got into the trade.
So I've been in the trade about 7 years now. I kind of got into it as a summer job in my last semester at community college, and started working that summer job and never went back to community college to finish my couple classes and been doing it since. So been at a couple different companies over those 7 years, but I just got my journeyman's a couple years ago and kind of waiting to test for my master's now.
Awesome, dude. Good for you, man. I mean, do you have
Appreciate
you ever have plans of like doing your own thing? You think you're always going to work for somebody? You're going to stay in the trade? Like, do you love it, or like, is it good for now?
I love it. I mean, I feel like I've seen a lot of the good and bad of it, and obviously the things that I'm doing now, I'm not going to be able to do for 20 years or so. So always thinking about the transition out of it. I mean, like anybody should eventually. But I don't know. Right now, I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I do a lot of installs and change outs and stuff for the company I work for. Primarily, it's mostly residential work. Um, but I mean, I enjoy it.
That's awesome, man. And you're 100% right. I always tell people when you get into this trade, always have an exit strategy. No matter what that may be. Maybe it may be, hey, I think my body's gonna take out, I want to get into management, tech support. I eventually want to own my own company, like whatever it is, because nobody wants to be 50 plus years old, climbing in attics and doing that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that to the people that are. I feel bad for them because these people have been busting their ass. Their bodies are probably tore up. And I personally don't want to have to do that. So I totally get what you're saying. And I think it's awesome that you even thought about that, because most guys, because what are you, like in your early 20s?
I'm 25. I'll be 26 next week. Yeah.
Okay, man, that sounds so far away. God, I feel so old when I hear that now.
And I'm
But
feeling old, but
but that's awesome that you even think about that, because most people that are 25, 26, like, it's like, let's make money and party. I'm not thinking about, what's going to happen when I want to get out of it. So um that's that's cool, man. So, and you have like parents, stuff like that, like nobody's in the trade, like this was just a one off.
no. My dad's a firefighter. My mom did an at-home daycare. Um, so no uncles, cousins. I mean, most of my uncles are all firefighters as well, like on my dad's side. But yeah, no blue collar tradesmen in the family really.
But see, that's cool though, and that's why I say I love to hear that. Like, and I said this, I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly, but I was the traditional. My dad did it. I got into it kind of deal. But I love hearing stories like yours because we have a shortage and we need good people. We need good young people to come in, faster than the older guys are getting out. And I think it's awesome, people like your story, that you don't have a dad, you don't have an uncle, like you just needed a job. Next thing you know, you fell in love with it, you like what you're doing, and now this is your career path. And thank God you found before you were in college too long and racked up a whole bunch of debt. Those are the people I feel bad. They go to a 4-year college, get $200,000 in debt, and then they become a tradesman. It's like, well, that's cool, but you know, now you can afford to pay that debt off, but it sucks that you had that. So yeah, that's awesome, man. Good for you.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's so what let me ask you this then. So what getting into the trade, what made you well, I guess it's different when you guys are younger because, social media is kinda like a way of life. But what made you wanna show your work and stuff like that? Like, pretty much because when you share your work like that, you're letting yourself be vulnerable. And a lot of people, they're fine, like, sharing what they did that night or the sandwich they ate, but a lot of people sharing their work, they don't because they know people can be negative and, just disrespectful about dumb shit.
So I didn't start posting anything until maybe a couple years ago. Um, I mean, like anybody, you're still just kind of finding yourself around a job site and then figuring out, what's going, just hard enough to, I guess, get the job done. And then meanwhile, making it look pretty and, everything else that, we're doing now. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just started like seeing, I guess, like I think it was maybe Jeff and Flynn were maybe the first couple counts that like I just came across just on my regular Instagram. And I always like would take videos and stuff for like my first company that I worked for, and really I was just sending it to like the boss, and he would kind of like post it on his social media thing. But like I always had like an interest for it a little bit, and then I don't know, like the last like 2 years ago, I just kind of had like a real big urge. I was just like, I'm gonna start posting like some of the stuff I do, and um, I don't know if you remember HVAC Life 101, Shav, who
Oh, yeah,
works
yeah.
with yeah, Howard, or used to work with Howard Mechanical. He was probably like one of the first accounts like I started like going back and forth with when I started mine. And he invited me to fly out with him, Alex, Justin, Angelo from True Blue, um, and like Brian, and we flew out and stayed with them at Atlanta AHR. And this was like, I mean, I've only been on, I felt like Instagram for like 3 or 4 months at the time, and like it was just really weird to me. Like I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go meet these dudes from online and stay at this house, and it was like, and Flynn was there. It was like everybody was there. It was just very kind of like surreal, and I just definitely felt a little out of place at first. But I mean, everyone was super welcoming, and I mean, it was just came back and just been posting kind of since.
That's awesome. Yeah, though that's one thing I love about it, and I said it before, man. That's why I love these different events, and especially AHR. That's the biggest one, but it's meeting people, man. Like all the friends, like some of my best friends in the world now are people that I've met through this trade, through the podcast that don't live in my state, and it's awesome. And nobody has an ego like the ones that have a following, and stuff like that. You would think that people would be cocky, and that's not the fact. They're all just
Nope.
down to earth, blue collar people, and when we get together, it's a fucking blast. I love it. Um, I wish AHR could be once a month because I love hanging out with everybody. It's just a good time. So that's cool that you finally did it. You gonna go to AHR in Orlando?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't think
that's
I'll. I mean, I don't think I'll miss it for a little while.
yeah,
Don't plan on at least.
yeah. I don't blame you, man. They're fun, man. I love them. I would. I've been invited to go to a lot more of the other events, but some other ones are fun depending on who goes, but they're not like AHR. AHR is definitely the granddaddy, and AHR is built for techs. Like that's what it's there for. Like, um, seeing all the different tools, the breakout classes you can do. A lot of these other events you go to, well, some of them are for techs, but most of them are for like business owners or different things. It's not the same. I've been to some of the service worlds. Amazing time. It's not AHR. It's just not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's a fraction of it, and it's cool. I get to see some of my friends who are business owners who go and we hang out, but not the same as AHR. It never is. Um, I know we talked off air. If you don't mind saying it. Well, let me backtrack. I love what you guys, what the visionaries are doing because I think it's awesome for social media, but I also think it's awesome for the trade because when younger guys are doing it, when you have guys in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, 50s, older guys doing it, it's more appealing to younger generation, high school kids that don't know what they're doing or they know, hey, I'm not going to college. I'm not doing it. I can't afford it. Don't have the money. I'm not smart enough. Whatever their fucking reasoning is, and they see like, oh damn, like this looks fun. Like these guys are having a good time, and oh shit, I hear they make good money in the trades. It just makes it a more alluring as far as trying to get people to come into the trades. That's what I love about it. So, and especially when you see guys like you that are in their 20s, a little bit younger, doing it, that could be more appealing to somebody who's 17, 18 versus looking at me. They might see me and be like, what, this old guy doesn't know what I want. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's cool that more people are doing it. And it's a whole bunch of different age brackets, men, women, all over the place. I just think that that's altogether, I think it's awesome for the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna make a huge like shift here soon, honestly. It just wasn't like I think about it like when I was in school, like we had like some shop classes, but ours were like carpentry, masonry, auto. Like we didn't have any like plumbing, electrical. Like I had no idea about anything like that. And you think about it, and those are like some of your, you know, most important trades on a job site sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
not to knock anything else, but like those are usually your four main like trades going on there. But like yeah, we didn't have any like thing like that offered. So whether you like had a family member that was in the trades or had a job somewhere that could get you a job, like not a whole lot of interaction with it. I mean, I don't remember anybody coming to like the schools with it or anything like that. So that was the biggest thing for like us as like the HVAC visionaries. Like we haven't gotten into anywhere really yet. But like trying to get placed in some of these schools like early on, just to kind of get like, if you get one kid out of 500, that's still a win.
Yeah.
Just kind of put that thought in some of their heads that like you don't have, because I was the same way. Like I wasn't like a dumb kid by any means, but I wasn't going to college because I wanted to go to college, and there was something like on the other end of it that I wanted. I was just kind of like going with the flow. Just like thinking I'll just get my, associates, get all my like general studies done, and then I'll figure out kind of my major. And then I was just like, what am I really doing? So I just kind of doubled down on that. And I mean, I don't know. It was rough. Like, I mean, my first job I made like $10 an hour. Um, I know like some kids are making a decent bit more starting just as helpers, you know what I mean? But like I did that for like a year, then I was like $12, and definitely not near there now, but I mean, it just takes a lot of time. You know, late nights.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's I mean, the trades, it's something that we're always going to be here. AI and robots can't do what we do, at least not as of now. So we're always going to be here. And it's I and the other good thing that I tell people, so I've been to schools, I've spoke at some local schools around here. I got to get back in to do it, even though some of these schools, it's harder. Be like, hey, I'm trying to get in and be an advocate for the trades, and you think they'd be like, oh, that's amazing. They're like, who the fuck are you? And
yeah,
I mean, try it's hard. They're like, they
yeah,
like they don't want to let you in, and I'm like, you can verify me, like I'm a real person, like you know what I mean. I'm not just some random guy, but trying to actually break through to be able to do it. Um, and then just getting people to listen. I found out better that some community colleges are more open than high schools, like at the job fairs and shit like that. Because some of the high schools are just like not happening. Like we had Votech when I was in high school, um, and now the vocational schools are like almost gone. Or if they are, they're a joke. They're not doing anything. And I think that that's not helping anybody. The trades you can pick up and go anywhere and have a job. It's the same thing. You're just doing it, different climate, time zone, whatever it is, but you can do it anywhere in the world. You're not handicapped to being in a certain place.
yeah. I mean, it's just a skill that like nobody can really take from you. So
Yeah. No, no, they definitely can't. And I've always, and the fact that we have so many different avenues, another thing that I've said a million times, and it's probably because I find it fascinating. A friend of mine that I knew, we went to trade school together. his dad was a bigwig for a hospital, and he went to fix dialysis machines with his with the like HVAC license, because apparently working on the machines is very similar, like pressure temperature concept. This guy makes a small fortune, only because his dad hooked him up. But it's just so many avenues, and there's no wrong one, you know. And I hate to keep preaching the same thing, but it's the truth. Whether you do residential install service, doesn't matter. Commercial, doesn't matter. Industrial, like there's all these different avenues for a reason, whatever fits your personality type. I have a big mouth, which is why I do a podcast. Um, I liked homeowners. I like talking to them, hearing people's stories and all that kind of stuff. And I just kind of fell into it and loved it. But some people, maybe they don't like talking to people and they rather be on a roof and just get their work done and be left alone. That's okay too. There's no fucking wrong answer. Earmuffs.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely, I think, I mean, I haven't been too much on the commercial side, but I don't know, like you said, like I do like that kind of interaction with the homeowners, and you just have that one-on-one, and you just hear different stories, throughout the day or throughout the years, like that kind of definitely life-changing, or hear about the different situations people are in, and kind of, I guess, kind of wakes you up a little bit, and you know, definitely pretty neat.
Sense of pride, just it's just pride,
Yeah,
pride in what you do. And when you get done and you look at it and it's like, damn, like I did that. That shit looks awesome,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
just that becomes addicting. Wanting to one up yourself. Like, I know that job looked really good, but I know there's a few little things that I could do better. And if you just keep having that kind of mentality to drive yourself, you're going to do good in this industry. And when you think of this as a career, not just a job, not just a 9 to 5, but as a career, you can make legitimate money in this industry. Like that, you can. Like, you can make a good living, you can have a good life, and you don't have to be hurting for anything. Um, but you also have to know your value, because sadly, there's too many companies out there that you don't ask for. Closed mouth won't get fed. So if you don't say something, then they're just, oh, he's fine making this. That's all I'm going to give him. Because I
Yeah.
don't ever advocate people jumping around. But now with social media, the power of that, there's a company out there in your area that's got awesome culture, pays well, that you're going to love going to work every day. The people you're with, you're not going to feel overworked and underpaid. Like, that's out there for everybody.
No, 100%. Like I say, I mean, nobody should stay anywhere where they're just, miserable, or, I mean, at the end of the day, you're just gonna make everybody else miserable if you are too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that kind of, like, I remember when I first got into the trade, like, and some of you guys in the chat can let me know, man. Like, um, especially some of you guys that are like my age or a little bit older. 20 years ago, you didn't hear anybody talking about fucking culture. The culture at my company is amazing, and nobody said that. It was, you know, don't be a pussy. You better suck it the fuck up. It's when it's hot, we gotta work. You're gonna be an addict. You're gonna start at 7:30 in the morning. You're gonna work till fucking midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. You better just get used to do it, because that's the way it works. And you're gonna run 15 calls if you're doing service. And that's just the way it was. That's how we dealt with it. And we just rocked it out until you start to realize, like, oh, well, maybe that it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe if I, instead of doing 10 calls and not really having time to even talk to a customer and really do the best job I can do for them, what if I started to worry more about the quality over the quantity? And what if I only did 4 calls a day, but I was making more revenue than I was before for my company? These customers are happy. They love me. It's a win-win. And all of a sudden that started to catch on. And it's like, shit, I can make good money and still be home for dinner in the summertime. Like, I used to I was gone before my kids got up, and I'd come home when they went to sleep, but I just made that sacrifice. And I love that now that doesn't have to be the way. Not saying it's not going to happen, but that doesn't have to be a way of life for everybody in the trades.
no, like, I mean, thankfully, like where I work, I mean, it's pretty healthy balance there. I mean, we do have late nights here and there, like anybody does, but Nothing that I remember when I first like got into the trade. Like there was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning nights, and just doing two, second change out in the day or whatever it was, and it was just, those are long days for sure.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna ask you a weird question, and when I ask this, you're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But if your boss came to you and said, "Hey, Garrett, I'm thinking about adding some new benefits into the company. I'm curious to what interests you most. Is it time off, more money, 401k, better van? Like what would cuz I say that because I know what interests people like my age. I'm curious to people like in your demographic, your age bracket, like what makes you go? Cuz I'll answer what I think it is. A lot of the younger guys that I know, time off is more important than how much they make. And people in mine are like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want money. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I want dollar bills and
yeah,
maybe 401k.
yeah. Right now I got it. I have the 401k with my company. But like, I don't know. It's a hard. I think I'd lean towards PTO, honestly. That's like what
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, like if you have 2 weeks PTO, like that's really like if you have a couple sick days or a few sick days, or let's say you have, let's say 5 days throughout the year you just had to use on random sick and kids sick or whatever, you got a week of vacation left at that point. Like it's not like, I mean, I really think you should have like a 3 week PTO at most places, or
Yeah.
what I mean, just starting out like that, just to, I mean, I don't know, it's a lot of sacrifice. I feel like that we all give for the job, and I don't know.
Well, and I feel like you need that because in my mind, and I overanalyze everything, but to me, working all year to look forward to a 1 week to trade that in for a 1 week vacation seems just fucking blasphemy to me. Like it just doesn't make sense. Um, and I've always been about working and trying to do everything I can to take care of my family. The bare minimum is never okay with me. If I'm gonna do it, I'm putting everything into it, or I'm not fucking doing it at all. Um, but I think it should be the norm that people get 3, 4 weeks PTO. Once you prove yourself, obviously, I'm not saying that you gotta be, 2 years in the trade, but if you get to be a decent tech, then I feel like something that is good, and that person is only gonna be like when they are there, they're gonna give it that much more. Like, "Hey, I'm paid well. My boss actually gives a fuck about my mental health, whether I go to my kids' baseball games or if I just spend time with my wife or I don't know, whoever it is, girlfriend. I mean, obviously, I'm sorry to the ladies. Whatever it is, like you need to have that kind of time off to remember why you work so hard. And it's hard. And I know that there was plenty of times in the industry that you start to get burned out. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And everybody's had it because it's just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And obviously you do because it gets to the point it's the only thing you know how to do to make that kind of money. So you're kind of stuck. But I left years ago to go work for H&S Bakery, and that was the worst decision I ever made. It really made me appreciate HVAC. That was like 2 months. I was like, fuck this. I'm going
Came right
back.
back.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. Um, yeah, they had me going down to Virginia to like Nissan Pavilion, getting stuck in traffic to deliver some fucking
Oh,
hamburger rolls. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, dude.
no.
I can make
Yeah.
so much more money just fixing HVAC.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, some people popped in. Zeke, what is up, my man? Mr. Zeke. Just work. What's up? What's up? Anybody else hopped in? I think that's it. Um, Yeah, no, so that's cool. So I definitely I thought that was cool when I saw that you guys on there being that younger crowd that you can get more, some people that I could be wrong, but just some people to watch you guys that I think wouldn't watch me if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's even hard for us to kind of, I mean, I think Efren might be the youngest at like 23 or 24. But like, I mean, it's hard for us to kind of even resonate with a kid coming out of high school a little bit here and there. So like, there's certain things like some of them want to just see the money and the cool tools, or the end goal thing. They don't really care about like providing a good service. Right now, like they just kind of, you got to catch them with something else, and then kind of explain to that later on or
Yeah,
down the road. But you just got to get them to kind of get a little bit of interest in it, just kind of get the wheels spinning on that idea, and let them kind of explore that route. Whether they're not going to come to us for the school or anything like that, but they may go reach out, look for a trade school, or figure out how to even get into it, and ask one of us or somebody. I've gotten a lot of DMs like that.
that's
Um,
awesome.
like just trying to figure out how you get into something like that, whether they go to trade school or like, just work for a company and, learn in the field.
Yeah, which is hard. And if somebody asks you, if you don't mind me, what do you recommend? What do you think is the way to go?
Um, I think like honestly it'd probably be beneficial to have like a little like trade school for, a year or, year and a half or so. That way you're kind of getting all the book stuff understood, like the refrigeration cycle and all that, dialed down. But I mean, once you get into the field, like I like to think it takes you like I don't know, a couple years to get really like your feet under you to the point where like you can, you're not super dangerous anymore. I like to say, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you know how it is. Like anybody can create a mess, like just starting out sometimes, and you just gotta like make sure, It's like my job as a lead or anybody's, like just kind of guide them or obviously lead them in that right direction, but you know sometimes that can get tough.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And I agree with you. My only problem is the quality of some trade schools that people don't know. So I do think going to a trade school is good if that trade school is actually giving, the proper lesson and actually teaching these kids something and not lying to them. Oh, hey, when you got a trade school, you're going to make 35 bucks an hour and get in your own van. No, you're not. You're going to be making 16 bucks an hour if you're lucky, and you're going to be a glorified filter changer.
Yep.
So, and I feel bad for those kids that, put themselves through school thinking one thing, and then they actually go to get a job and they find out like, they're like shit. And I get it, they've been lied to. They don't know. It's not their fault. So me personally, places that I've been, we liked kids coming in that didn't know dick, didn't know anything. And if you
Yep.
can keep them good young kids coming in, you don't have to ever worry about finding employees because you're generating your own employees. They don't have any bad habits. You can teach them exactly how you do things. Um, you just want to make sure they have the right qualities, work ethic, they show up on time, they give a shit, like that kind of stuff. And you can teach somebody how to do this. And I always tell them, like, make mistakes. Trust me, the only difference between somebody like me and some of these other guys, that have been doing this for 20 plus years is, trust me, we have fucked up a lot more stuff than you have. Guaranteed. Just keep making new mistakes, you
Yep.
know? Fuck something up, learn from it. Fuck something
Yeah.
up, learn from it. That's how it works. We've all done it. And if anybody says, I got it right the first time, every time, they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
Okay? There are no super
100%.
texts. There are no super texts. And the ones who are would never call themselves that. Like Ty Branderman, Craig Migliaccio, AC Service Tech, Mr. Brett, guys like that who are just like smart on a whole nother level. You don't ever hear them say that about themselves. So the guys that call themselves super techs, they're not. That's just kind of douchey, to be honest.
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's crazy. Um, So you're in like what, like the Centerville area? Is that where you are?
So yeah, like I was born in Silver Spring, and then my parents like moved us over to Centerville, Maryland, and I was 9 years old. I'm trying to think how long that was, 15 years ago or so. Um, and then I just bought a house a couple years ago in Millington, which is a little more like towards like the Delaware line. If you just kind of keep going up 301,
Mhm.
if you're familiar with JC Warner shop and stuff, yeah, you
Yeah.
just pretty much keep going straight for another 30 minutes, and I'm up that way.
Sweet. Yeah. My brother lives in Centerville, and I was gonna move
Uh,
on that side of the bridge, man. Yeah, my brother lives, I think the neighborhood's Northbrook.
Northbrook, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, everybody. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that's the name of where he lives.
yeah.
Yeah, so I just moved to my new house is in Sheldingham, which is like Upper Marlboro.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, and part of me wishes that I would have went over the bridge. I've always liked it over there. I just didn't want
yeah,
to have to deal with it, even though I'm dealing with it right now. um, but I can't beat it. This is nice out here. It's still considered Southern Maryland. Um, and I like I said, I got a deal on a house that is probably like 1.2 something, and I got it for 600,000. So I have equity in it. Um,
yeah.
so even if I stay here a couple of years and be like, hey, I want to go over, even though I really don't want to fucking move, but that's an option I have. Like I could stay here for a couple of years, sell this
Uh,
place, make my money back, and then go over there if I wanted to. So that's cool. And I do think it's a whole different way of life on the other side of the bridge than it is on the other side. Like I was trying to Uber eat something today and they were like, yeah, no driver. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just this restaurant. And they're like, no driver available. I'm
no,
like, man, what the
yeah.
fuck? I'm a city boy, dude. I'm used to being like, oh, we could be there in 37 seconds.
No, no. It's I always like to think like it's an hour if you want to go anywhere. Like anywhere good usually. Unless it's like, a few things like the outlets that are right there and a few other things. But I don't know, like there's never I don't we've never had like DoorDash or like there's you don't get that really that often. I mean down towards like Canal and by the bridge you can start getting some of that, but like I mean, it's bad enough. Like, I guess you leave the bar, like, you can't even find an Uber, and like, it's like, how do you even like, you just were supposed to walk in, like,
Yeah, fucking like
you know
horse
what I
and
mean?
buggy riding down there,
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
some guy
Take
on a
your boat
four
home,
wheeler.
or yeah, no idea. But
Let me see.
yeah, as long
Uh,
as you don't have to travel across that bridge, though, like that during the summertime, we don't even try and go across on Fridays or Mondays.
well,
It's
and
a
that's what, talking with Mr. Zeke, what'd he say? So Zeke just said, does he have a big white stone in the yard? What?
who
Oh, he
said
might have been
that?
talking to somebody else. I thought he was talking. Yeah, he might talking to somebody else. Oh no, he said, "Damn, hometown guy." Yeah, okay. I try to pay attention to the comments sometimes. But yeah, I drive. I live. It takes me a little under an hour. It's like 51 minutes to go from my house to JC Warner to
Yeah.
go to their shop. Um, which really it's really not that bad of a drive though. And I haven't had any traffic going over the bridge, knock on wood, but I think Zeke even said he's like Fridays, man, you're not gonna want to come here. So Monday was fine. I've been over there every day this week and I haven't had I leave early, so I leave my house at like, you know, 5:45. Um and I'm 6 and I'm getting over there like right at 7 and I don't really have any traffic and when I'm leaving at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, surprisingly I haven't had any traffic because I was like, I'm probably gonna eat shit one of these days coming over. So far so good.
Yeah, I mean, the only usually going westbound Monday's kind of like that bad day for it, and then going eastbound that Friday. But it usually doesn't get bad till like that later morning when everyone starts, get going. But did you try and go across like to Eastern Shore at like 5 o'clock ish? You're definitely gonna add a good hour and a half or so usually, just sitting
Yeah,
there. But
yeah. I think that they've helped it a little. I mean, has it helped a little bit more like not having like the actual like toll thing anymore?
yeah, I think so. I mean, it's definitely sped it up a little bit. You still have that suicide lane or whatever on the
Yeah.
one side. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not sure if you're gonna make it to the other side.
Yeah, like
You
no,
know.
I don't even take that chance. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
just feel
not.
bad if they decide to change lanes when you're on there. Like, oh, we're gonna change directions. Like, hold on, I'm halfway
Yeah,
through. Don't do it
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Did you see
Uh,
that video of the guy? I guess he was like definitely drunk, but someone had a video like on the Bay Bridge. This guy was just driving a HVAC work van down the bridge and sparks are flying off. And I'm
uh,
like, no way. And then there's a second clip of the video and like the van's coming off the bridge and its right tire's like smashed in, front end's kind of like banged up, and it's just dragging the tire sideways in the rim. This dude drove like the whole bridge like that
oh
over
shit.
onto Ken Island. I guess got it back home and then got arrested, got a DUI. But it
Oh
like had the work,
Jesus.
I forget what company, I'm not even gonna say it, but like it said the work company right on the side. I'm like, huh. That's gotta be the
That's
worst thing to
crazy.
happen. Yeah.
Well, you see some people like I know they have that service now for like people that are like scared to drive over the bridge. How somebody else will drive it over. But I remember back in the day seeing people go over that bridge and you look next and they're like, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, like they're scaring me now. I'm like, get away, speed up.
Yeah.
Like literally
You know.
watching people and I'm like, why are you even doing this? Like, Jesus. I mean, I'm talking like
Yeah.
shaking the shit out of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of people that are like deathly afraid. I remember there's a guy on like the news or whatever. It's Chesapeake Shuttle Service or something, but like he operates cranes like for skies, like hundreds of feet in the air, thousands of feet in the air. Can't drive across the bridge. Has like a car on the other side and just takes the shuttle every single morning.
Yeah,
It's like, huh?
some people are crazy. Like I've never
Yeah.
like driving through tunnels and different things like that have just never bothered me. I've just never I don't know. It's never worried me, but I guess it makes sense. And I've known some people that they like just I don't know, something in their mind, they just flip the fuck out when they, go through there. Like not even driving. They can't be like even in the car, they have to like, put a blanket over their head or not see. And and you think it's funny, but you're like, damn, that sucks. Like I'm glad I'm not like that.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, especially now with our bridges falling down.
yeah, but I'd say that's probably close. Oh, nah, I thought you were closer to like Baltimore area.
I was. So
Were okay.
yeah, so the house that I was living in, so I was living in a rental house because I was trying to find something, and from there, I was, like, right by BW Airport, so if I came out of my neighborhood and made a right, I could be in Baltimore City in 5 minutes. It was cool going to the Ravens games and stuff like that because I have season tickets. Now it's gonna be a little bit more of a drive, but
Yeah,
whatever. It is what it is. But
yeah,
that was another reason that we left is, I have family. I grew up going to the city and yeah, the city sucks, but there's some good parts. There's some great people in there. Um, and some awesome things to see. But now slowly some of those, counties that are surrounding the city, some of that riffraff is starting to slowly come out. And that was why even though I grew up in that area, the Linthicum, Ferndale, Brooklyn Park area where I was, um, Section 8 housing was slowly moving up this one road, and you started seeing like the light rail. Um, there was a shopping center called Cromwell Fountain where Cromwell Light Rail Station is, and was awesome when I was a kid. I remember going there, all these nice stores, and then people from the city would ride the light rail up, rob these fucking stores, and then ride the light rail back home. Like we were giving them free transportation,
yeah,
to come up because they're like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go out in the county, I'm gonna rob their stores, and then I'm gonna go back in the city. And it was just like, yeah, this sucks, man. I don't like this anymore. So that's why getting out a little bit. So I guess I'm technically closer to DC now, which fuck DC too. I don't really care about that, but I do really, really like it out here, man. It's just a little bit more quiet. Like being so close to Baltimore, like when the first night we moved in here, me and my wife left our bedroom window open and it was just quiet. And I was like, I'm not used to that. I'm used
yeah.
to fucking beep, beep, fucking somebody
Just
screaming like
sorry.
fucking gunshots going off and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy what you get used to. The only thing that sucks around here is I didn't realize how close I am to Andrews Air Force Base.
So you hear those jets going off and stuff.
Dude, there is weird things in the sky around here
Really?
all the time. Yes. If you look
Huh.
up, you're like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is that?" Like, and then I'm talking like 1 o'clock in the morning and like goofy stuff, and you know it's like some kind of military or God knows what kind of aircraft, and I can't fly my fucking drone here, so that sucks.
They won't let you because you're too
No,
close to
I
it or
mean,
something?
yeah,
Or
I think I have to do something. It might let me go, but not crazy high, or if I go to this park down the street. But so far in my neighborhood, DJI will not let me. It won't grant
oh, the
access.
actual the drone service won't even.
Yeah, because now you have to create an account, and then that drone has like your name. If that crashes, they know they can come right back and find you. But now, like, it verifies everything, and it just won't let you. It won't give you. It's like a jet taking off. It won't grant you
Yeah.
access to fucking leave,
Yeah.
and mine won't even take off. It's like take off not
No.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go
Huh.
anywhere. I'm just gonna fly around my neighborhood, and it won't let you take off. And I'm like, this blows.
So how close
Um,
are you to it?
I want to say it's maybe a couple miles. Like it's not
Yeah.
it's not like crazy. I know if I hop on because for me, so if you like 97 to Route 3, like you're going towards like Gambrills, Crofton, and
Mhm.
how that turns into 301. If you just take that straight, I drive straight down that, and my neighborhood is like literally right off of there. If I come back out on that main drag, and it's maybe a few turns, but I would say less than 10 minutes, I'm at the entrance for Andrews Air Force Base.
Huh.
Yeah, because we saw that's where shit, what is it? Air Force One is kept.
Yeah.
So and we saw that fly over, one day. And obviously, I mean, it could be just be testing. We don't know because they say like technically the president, there's three of them, and you don't know
Yeah, you
which
never
one.
know which one he is, yeah.
Yeah, you never know which one he's in or whatever. But I still gave it the finger just in case he was on there. It's like, hey Joe, fuck you.
He didn't remember it.
Yeah, he probably didn't see me. Well, what's down there? But but damn, man, we're almost at an hour, man. If anybody, real fast, start to close things out here with Garrett. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them. Put them in all caps, please. I didn't take a gummy yet, but I'm gonna take it as soon as I leave here. Don't worry. I gotta take gummies to sleep, man. If I don't, I can't sleep. My brain starts going. I'll hit the bed and it's going nuts. So the gummies have been great. I'm just like, I'm kind of tired.
Ow.
um, yeah, it's that's all I'll do though. I won't do. I have stuff to smoke, but that's not really. That was me years ago. I'm not really. That's not really my cup of tea anymore. Maybe every once in a while, but I just like to be able to sleep because that
Yeah.
sucks. Not being able
No,
to sleep.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the most important thing I feel like. Can't be getting up in the morning and like dragging ass all day.
Yeah, it's horrible. And I told people, man, there was for a while there, for a lot of years, like I would literally get 8 to 10 hours of sleep in a whole 5-day work week. And then I do that for like a month, and then all of a sudden there'd be a Saturday, my body would just crash. And I'd just be like, couldn't do it. And I didn't want to take. They were, these doctors try to give you like Ambien and Lunesta and all these things that turn you into a zombie. And I'm like, I'm not taking that shit. And I did once because I was just desperate and I wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
And screw that. It's just not good. I used to start eating melatonin like it was candy. I mean, I would buy the gummies and the pills and be like, but then they stopped working. So thank God they legalized the stuff here. And I was able to do those because they definitely help because not being able to sleep blows. That's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And most of the time I'd wish anything on those motherfuckers. But but yeah, not this. But anyway, we got on some weird topic, man. But yeah, I think it's awesome what you're doing, man. I love seeing the enthusiasm. This consistency of posting and just kind of the messaging that you're giving to the younger guys. Like, I love what all of you guys are doing. I didn't want to mess it up, but all of you that are in the HVAC visionaries right now, who is everybody in there now? Because I don't want to mess up everybody's name.
All right, no, you're good. So Efren is Pearl. And then Adam is Wolf of HVAC, and then we got Logan is Snow King of HVAC. So those are the four of us, and then I'm Garrett with Torre HVAC. So that's the four, and maybe add one more down the road, but nothing really in the near future right now. So we'll keep
Nice.
our mind open about that.
That's sweet. And a lot of people don't know that, Efron is, he works with Ben Poole from HVAC Tactical. Because I always knew who he was, but didn't know that that was the pure what is it Puron on parole? Is that what it's supposed to
That's
be?
what it is. Pure on parole. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Pure on,
I
like
didn't know
410
that that was him. I didn't know it was the same person.
A.
Um, because I think he came in here one time and he was like, "Hey, Gil, it's Efron." I was like, "No shit." I was like, "I didn't know that was you." So yeah, I didn't realize they were the same person. Um, but yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I know, I'm pretty sure there's another one of you that's scheduled for next week. But I think that was cool that if all of you come on and have your own moment, because I feel like if all four of you came on here at one time, it's too hard to have a conversation because everybody's trying to talk over each other. It gets hard to do those kind of podcasts, and even as the host, it kind of sucks because you're like, rah, ha,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because everybody doesn't know when they're gonna talk. But yeah, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure one
no.
of your guys did though. Hold on.
I'm trying to think who it would be. I
Yeah,
think
Logan. I think it was Logan did.
Logan.
Yeah.
So he's next. Logan's
Yeah,
next.
yeah, he's going next week. So yeah, tell the other two, man. Tell Efron
Did they
and
book one? Did they book theirs yet or no? Not yet.
no, yeah. So
Okay.
they can use that link if they need it. And yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to have them come on and hear their story, man. I love seeing the, like I said, younger guys like you guys getting in and having the passion, man. I think it's cool, and it starts to show that the health of our industry is starting to turn around for a little bit. Because for a while, man, trying to find guys like you, like younger guys that were doing stuff, we used to call you guys unicorns because you didn't find them, you didn't see them. It was all late 30s, early 40s, that's what you saw in the trade. And when you found a guy that was in his 20s that wasn't a shit bag, it was rare. So you guys should feel good about what you're doing and be proud of it because it's starting a whole nother generation, of people coming into the trade that actually want to do things the right way, and not like, you know, uh, some of them now that want to graduate high school and want to be the CEO of a company. Like, I'm going to be a YouTube star. Like, sorry to break it to you, you're not. Like, suck it the fuck up, uh, I joke with my kids though, and they're like, "You do YouTube," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm not a YouTube star, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I just proved the point not to do that.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't post videos either. But let me see. Is there a comment? Rookie, what's up, brother? Um, but I won't keep you, man. We're already at an hour now, and normally that's when I end it. But oh, real fast, I wanted to ask this: who made your logo for you? I love your logo with the crab and the
Oh,
Maryland flag.
Stacks Art.
Oh,
Stack. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I had that idea forever, and I just was like, I gotta incorporate the crab somehow, and then the flag kind of came into afterwards. But
yeah.
hopefully that can be the company. Oh, okay,
You see
okay.
my Maryland arm. So I got the Maryland, and then uh, where? Yeah.
Is that we the people?
So yeah, the Ravens. Well, obviously my podcast, and then it goes yeah, Maryland flag. Shit, can't even show it. Oriole bird,
Oh,
and
there it
then
is.
the
Yeah,
American flag is
yeah.
on the wrong side, somewhere in there.
People always ask me, they're like, "Man, do you guys like really have like the flag everywhere?" Like honestly, I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like people have it tattooed on them, and they're yeah, like
Yeah, yeah. It's
everyone's
just,
got it."
and I love our flag, and that's why when I was making your show cover, did you see the show cover for this?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, that looks hard. I want to keep that on there."
yeah.
I'm like, I need to because I've wanted to do my logo, a special thing of my logo where um the blue part. So no, Why do I forget my own fucking logo when it's on the screen? Yeah, so the blue part, the uncensored, I wanted to make black, and inside the HVAC, I wanted that to be like the Maryland flag. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, that would be badass." Or put like the American flag too. And I know that there's ways to do that. I just haven't been savvy enough to figure it out, like, copy and fill. But I would love to do that. But yeah, when you made your show cover, I was like, "Oh, that looks fucking slick. I like that." That just kind of goes together with the whole theme. But yeah, man, I once again, I'll sit here and talk forever. I'll start to close this out. But Garrett, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to finally, uh, be able to talk to you and have you on here. Please know you're always welcome. Stay in touch, and especially being local, man. I'd love to get up, especially if I'm coming over that way a lot now, man. I'd love to get up and do something sometime. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on here. Seriously. But yeah, if you ever wanna, I guess we could hit one of those like island bars or something, grab a drink or just grab something to eat or whatever. I mean, when you're over here and just kick it for a little bit. But yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, no, I'm down, brother. Well, if you want to hang tight, I'll close this out. But keep doing what you're doing, man. And if it real fast, if anybody wants to follow you, how can people find you, my man?
On Instagram at Torre HVAC and at HVAC Visionaries.
Yeah. So if you're on Instagram and you don't follow Garrett or the Visionaries, please go do it. Like I said, it's for young guys doing things the right way, and it's inspiring seeing young guys do that. So definitely go show those some love. All right. So I'm gonna close this out, buddy. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Oh, right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. I think it's awesome what those guys are doing, and even though that I was completely stoned when I met a lot of them at AHR at where were we, rookie? Oh, Tertius party. Tertius and Josh from the Service Business Mastery had a podcast, and I decided to smoke with somebody like a dummy, and I don't know what was in there, but only took 2 hits, but it got me. But anyway, I was stoned talking to these guys, and I felt horrible, but it uh it was awesome to see because I love that. And you guys heard me say it earlier before is um we said this a while back, and I remember doing podcasts before that. Thank you, Zeke. I'll see you tomorrow, brother. Um, Finding younger guys in the industry, we used to say that they were unicorns because they were hard to find. And I feel like it's getting better. We are making improvements. And, you know, guys like them that they're doing that, I think it's fucking awesome. I absolutely love it. So, um, it's fucking awesome. I think it's just bringing life back to what we try to do. We are making progress. Even if it's slow, we're making progress. So it's awesome to see. Make sure you go show them guys some love. With that being said, thank all of you guys for being in the chat. I appreciate all you guys for being here every week. Means more to me than you would ever know. Thank you to my moderators. So Jason Johnson, rookie, Mr. Zeke, and I think Reliable was in here too, Mr. Adrian. And I appreciate you. Oh, and Mr. C. Young came in here. What's up, brother? I forgot to say what's up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out. All right. Please make sure you follow the podcast on all the social media sites. Stay up to date. Know what's going on. If you guys could support me and follow, subscribe, or whatever it is. Really, the only ones I worry about is going to be the Facebook page. My Facebook group's kind of dangerous, so you ain't got to go in there. I wouldn't ask anybody to do that. But Instagram, YouTube, where we are right now, and then HVAC Uncensored podcast, the actual business page for the podcast. If you wouldn't mind liking those, that would mean the world to me. Also, I got to start getting people to leave reviews on wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, whatever. If you wouldn't mind leaving a review for the podcast, please leave a 5-star review. If it's not 5-star, I'd rather you email me and let me know what I can do better. Just don't be a dick. That's all I say. I never could, as long as I've been doing this, I don't claim to be perfect. But if anybody has tips or you hear something that's messed up or you see something's put out wrong, let me know, man. Email me, info@hvac-uncensored.com. I'm more than happy to take the constructive criticism. Just don't be a dick. You come across a dick, I'll never read your email. I won't find it important enough. But if you come across as a cool person saying, hey, man, like this kind of sounds weird when you do this, but if you did it like this, I think that would be awesome. I will always read those. Okay. So Just know that's out there. But with that being said, remember, be safe out there. We all have somebody to make it home to. All right. Do those, you know, what is it? Oh yeah, keep your head on a swivel. I was having a brain fart. Whether it's drive in, turning the breaker off, whatever it is. One thing about the trades, we work at some dangerous spots sometimes. So take your time. Don't be in a rush. And please, please, please be safe. All right. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. If you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability or don't fucking do it. All right. Keep being the best version of you. All right. No matter what it is, whether it's in the trade or just something else, keep pushing yourself to be better because there's no such thing as staying the same, and give back to the trade, whether it's helping somebody else or whatever it is, reading a book, listen to a podcast, an online course, whatever it is. Keep making yourself better. At the same time, give back if you're actually good at what you do. All right. Don't talk about it, be about it. Give back to somebody else, help make them better, and carry on the legacy of the good things in what you're doing. All right. With that being said, I love you, mofos, and I'll talk to you motherfuckers next week. All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
I will say that real fast. See, Young, I'm glad you said that. All of you out there, please stay hydrated. Drink water. It's hot. Please, please stay hydrated. I'm glad he brought that up. I want to say that to end this real fast. Stay hydrated. Drink water. Drink electrolytes. And remember, what you drink today is for, a couple of days. So if you start to get dehydrated, drinking then is not going to work. All right. Please, please stay hydrated. And also remember, if you stop sweating, if you're in an attic, take breaks, man. If at any point you notice that you're stopped sweating, oh shit's about to happen, okay? Please, please take care of yourself. I love all my HVAC brothers and sisters, all right? Peace.